see a red. I can see a green square on my bubble. A green square on my bubble. Do you listen to me, guys? Trislit, Dragonade. Dragonade is not here. Elbow. I just say Dragonade so fast. Like I just thought
Third time's a charm.
Dragonade was here. Like I just hear it now. Easy.
Third time's a charm. That's what I'm talking about. Here we are. We're live, folks. We're live. Always kind of seem to have those issues connecting on Discord, but you know, we get through it. We get through it. Um, Hope everybody's doing good. Happy Monday. Been a bit on. I've been kind of on the road a lot, so I actually just got back to the house like literally 5 minutes ago, and glad I got in here and fired up on time. Oh, I see Pink Star. Great. So our fabulous guest is here. I'm gonna just ramble for a moment, and we'll kind of let the crowd fill up, and give also Pink Star a minute if she needs to maybe grab a glass of water. I was running late, so I wasn't super prepared. Well, we're on time, but it was a close one. So yeah, just glad to be here with y'all on our Monday evening. Super stoked that Jose is here as well from the get go, and Trislit and Dragonate's mom, of course, and Elbow, and our bot, and of course our lovely guest. There'll be more people jumping in. I am going to, let's see. I think I did just share the tweet in the in the live chat. So I'm gonna actually drop that one more time since it's not like close to the bottom. And then I see we also have. It looks like we have our Unlonely, maybe that's up, or our Twitter. One of those is up. I just saw something about it being in the stream being up while I was looking for the other one. Stream's up. That is AppDev Token Smart Token Smart Live. And here is the tweet. Freshly secondarily, tertiarily tweeted. And yeah, like I said, I just was traveling over the weekend. So, you know, it was like what I left at like midnight Friday and then got here about midnight Saturday. And then I did have my Slingshot DAO gaming show on Sunday, which is actually starting to get pretty good. We had like 30 plus people, and I think we had like 12 people join in playing Roblox games. And it's pretty fun. And it went for a couple of hours. So it's been pretty, you know, kind of whirlwind since like the mid or beginning of last week, getting prepped after being down in Costa for a few months to come up here for a while. NFT NYC is coming right up. So I'll be going and speaking there about, you know, Web3 music. Shout out Mama Binks in the house, best band mom ever. And yeah, so I'm just, you know, killing time while people make their way over. Jose, how was your weekend? How's the start to the week for you? If you're there. Are you maybe you muted and talking? Or possibly busy. No worries. I think oh, there you are.
I was here. I was here, but for a moment I got into into my rabbit hole. What were you talking, Easy? So sorry.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of rambling about, you know, how it's been a little bit crazy schedule-wise for me, just, you know, from like last week till now, but starting to get settled in. And I do see Unlonely is up. That's dope. I just like opened that up in a browser and connected to the base network. I wonder, do we have tokens yet? Like, because I know that Unlonely, you have to stream for a while before you can get a
I think
token
we
or whatever.
already applied to get a token. Like they needed like 30 hours. We already got like a year. So
Do we? How long
don't
have we
worry.
been doing this over there?
Yeah, I like that we don't consider how much time like we have doing this. Like I think that it's
Right.
already a 1 year milestone on Unlonely, and yeah, I think we already have
Wow.
the tokens. But they launched a token on Unlonely. The name is Vibes. Super speculative, but today I saw that
Ooh,
they
I
launched
like
it.
the name.
Later. We
Yeah.
can talk about that
Cool,
later.
cool.
Yeah, the name is nice.
I see it came up right now. It says like Vibes, buy or sell Vibes on it's an ERC20, priced on a bonding curve. Interesting. Streamers protocol earn 2% fees. This is cool. It's totally different than it was before. Like I hadn't even checked in on the computer. I've usually just used because I did get the app, so I just had the app. It's way different on a computer. Cool. And yeah, the looks like Twitter stream is up as well, broadcasting over there. So shout out to anybody that is watching or listening on Unlonely or on Twitter, which is called X now, but in the URL it still says Twitter, so I can still call it that, I think. I think it's been enough rambling to let people come that are coming. Maybe we'll get more latecomers, but I am going to bring up our guest and we'll get the show rolling. Welcome to the stage, Pink Star.
Hi there.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing good. I'm glad to have you over here on Easy's Corner and Token Smart. I know it's been a long time coming. Binks has mentioned it a bunch of times, and then either like I had stuff or you had stuff, and so it's great to finally be here together. And so yeah, just a big welcome, and I'm excited to get to hear more about your journey, your musical journey, your Web3 craziness journey, as we all have some good stories on that aspect. Usually how I do like to oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm good. I was just laughing.
I was just gonna say, nice. I was gonna say usually I like to kick these off with doing kind of a doesn't have to be like super deep or anything, but doing a kind of trip to the past. And I love to find out where people found their love of their arts. So like if it's music, where'd you find your love for music, or if it's tech or gaming or, dancing or sculpting or whatever. So you being a musician and stuff, I would love to find out kind of where you found your passion for music. If it was something that it was just like it. Some people it's in the family, they grow up with musicians. Other people they find their love of music through friends or a teacher in high school. It could be anything. So I'd love to kind of hear a little background about kind of where you started out with just finding your love of music.
Yeah. So I grew up. My dad was a saxophone player, so he played in bands all the time, and so I was always around him, practicing and just playing shows. And I was like, man, that sounds like fun. I always loved music. I've always been around music, so I always liked music. I didn't know at the time I was obviously singing in a choir, and when my dad would practice and they would take a break, I would sneak up on stage and sing into the mic, kind of whisper, like pretending it's my show. But at the time,
Nice.
obviously, but I didn't know I was actually going to be writing music at some point. So that was the beginning of, I think, finding the passion, knowing that I want to be a singer and I want to be in a band at some point. And it's been a long journey because I was trying to find a band that kind of, felt right, but it never kind of felt right. So eventually, fast forward, I started doing my own band, and that's when we just started writing music, and we didn't know what we were doing, to be honest. And that was part of the fun. So we just, we spent money on a producer, and that became kind of expensive. To the point where it's like, all right, maybe we should just buy our own stuff, and learn how to record and how to produce. And that was kind of like the beginning of Otto's Daughter, my band, that I started, because honestly, I just couldn't find a band that I liked or like that. Especially as a female, it was either because I wanted to be in a rock band. It was either they wanted a guy singer or they wanted someone who sounds like somebody, and I'm like, what's the point of that?
Kind of like, yeah. Well, I can actually relate on the end of growing up with a dad as a musician, because my dad's been a musician for my whole life. So I grew up going to shows and being backstage and rehearsals, and just kind of that that musical culture infused from like being a baby onward, I think does have an effect on us. So yeah, I can kind of relate there. But yeah, please continue.
Totally, yeah. I mean, but I kind of always knew. I think we artists, as an artist, you always know, that's kind of your path. So that was for sure. And then I was in Germany, so I ended up being in New York, and that's when I started to look for bands. Couldn't find it. Started my own band, and it was a really dark, kind of like electronic, industrial, gothy kind of band. And we started just playing all these awesome underground places that I didn't even
Cool.
know I was goth. I was like, "What is goth?" And I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh, okay." So we did that for a long time, and eventually I was told I should check out LA, and I was like, "Oh, I don't really like Los Angeles, but I'll check it out." And made some really great connections there. So we ended up moving there, and starting to play pretty much all over the Sunset Strip and just touring with the new lineup. I had like many different lineups over the time, but it was fun. We did like the whole thing. We toured a bunch of times the US, and
Nice.
at some point, as every band, most bands, it doesn't work out because not everybody likes to tour, and especially not on the indie level. We were signed once to a
Mhm.
label, but it folded after a while. And so, yeah, at some point I was like, all right, this is done. I'm done with that. I was always writing music, so I decided I'm going to focus on writing for film and TV a little bit. And I still did the band at the time, but then it just became everybody kind of had a different vision of what they wanted to do. And I think as a band, you want to be on the road. You know what I mean? Like if you're a band, you got to be on the road for the most part
Yeah.
to keep the
Yeah.
to keep the momentum going. And if you don't have everyone on the same page, then it's really hard to like keep that going. So yeah, I explored the film and TV thing, and I really liked it because, as most of musicians that I know, we don't just do one thing. So I
Yeah.
love the fact that I could just like use my music and put it in a TV show that didn't fit my style for my band, and but that could still be used somewhere. And then I eventually decided I want to do music again. I want to perform again, so I started my solo stuff, and I've been having a blast with that. Just and I honestly have to
And
also mention that I took a long break. When I say long break, in a year and a half or so, because doing film and TV music, sometimes you can get a little burned out. And I was at
oh
the
yeah.
point where, I was like, who am I actually as an artist now? Because yeah, I compose, and but it was the same shit all the time. So it's like, all right,
Mhm.
enough drama tension, enough just, I don't know, it wasn't deep, or it wasn't really,
I
meaningful.
I I happen to have worked in film and television for a stint of like 4 or 5 years too, living in New York, and not
Mm-hmm.
in music necessarily in the camera department, but so I know what the kind of burnout can come out of that as well. But you also said you mentioned, but just briefly, did you say you came over from Germany to the States?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I
so you grew up as a kid over there, or when like about
Yeah.
when did you come to the States?
Yeah, I grew up as a kid in Germany, and
Cool.
it's a long path to talk about, but I grew up in East Germany. I escaped before the wall came
Oh,
down.
wow.
No,
Oh,
no, I'm totally
damn.
aging myself. And then yeah, everything happened when I was like 3 years old. And then kidding. And then I met a friend of mine who was fascinated with New York, and I was like, oh my God, like that's my dream, seeing the big world. And came to New
Nice.
York, and I fell in love like immediately. I was like, oh my God, I'm home. That feeling when you just know this is where I belong.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and it's been, I mean, it's funny, I'm back in New York right now, upstate New York. And when I go in the city, every time I go in the city, like I tear up. I'm like, oh my God, I'm back home. But I do the RV life for the most part, so where we travel all over the place, and I really love
Right.
that gypsy kind of style, being
Nice.
everywhere, because like, there's
Yeah.
so many beautiful places.
A lot of like just like flexibility and freedom, and especially if you're touring and you can have your own like RV, so you're not changing in like these different like rental buses and whatnot. Like you could have it kind of cozy as your space. Like that could be a pretty cool way of going about it. um So when was it that you had a band for many years, and then you did some work in film and TV, music for film and TV stuff, took like a year and a half off, and then when was it that you started out again solo?
You know, around 2015, I was like, all right, I'm gonna start again. I did like an EP, and that I played here and there a little bit. You know, not touring, but just like little shows in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
At the time, I was already in LA, so I moved to LA and I stayed there for a long time. And just recently, and then I took another break. You know, I was like, so when I gave up my band, I was really heartbroken. But it was the thing I know I needed to do because it wasn't going where I wanted it to go anymore. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just have to end shit. You know, you just have to like let it go.
True.
And
Yeah.
and so then I was like, what am I gonna? I don't know if you can relate, but when you let something go, sometimes you're like, oh my God, who am I now? Like, you know, that I'm Otto's daughter. Like, what am I gonna do without my band?
Right.
And so I went through a mourning phase, I would say, and but at the same time,
Right.
I really concentrated on the film TV stuff. And when I went back to do my own music, it felt really good. And I did a bunch of music videos, and so I'm fully back now. Like I just released a song,
Nice.
Happy Ending, and I was like, it's my comeback song. We're playing a bunch of shows in New York with Third Planet, you know, and another show at Arlene's Grocery. So and I actually have my
Awesome.
guitarist from Otto's daughter come and join me. So my band is kind of doing a little, I don't know if we're going to call it like a reunion, but it's like a mini
Little
reunion, maybe,
revival,
you know,
kind of.
a little
Yeah.
revival. And the guitar player
That's
and the
cool.
drummer that, yeah, a drummer that I met like once, and he came on stage and he sang with me. He was like screaming with me, and I was like, oh my God, I love you. And so we stayed in contact, and he saw that, you know, I told him I'm going to be in New York, and he's like, if you need a drummer. So it's kind of coming full
Nice.
circle. It's kind of cool, you know? So I'm kind of
That's
excited again.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so Happy Ending is what just dropped, and that's a NFT, right? I mean, I know I
It's
saw somewhere in my timeline
yeah,
just in the last few days, I think, but I was traveling. So tell me a little about that. I would love to hear about it.
yeah. It's actually not an NFT. My last
Oh,
NFT
it's not.
drop, which is also interesting. We're talking about like our journey, you know, in a Web3 world.
Yeah.
So I've been in crypto since like 2016, 2017, but then
Oh,
the
right on.
NFT world. Binks always try to get me into the NFT world. I'm like, nah, you know, I don't know. It sounds good, but I don't know. And then eventually I was like, all right, I should just, you know, check it out. And then I started going to spaces because she was just kind of dragging me in there. She's like, just come in and check it
Yeah.
out. She's amazing. You know, big shout out to Binks. Like she is really
100%. Huge shout out to
yes,
Binks.
I mean, even you know, I'm with her right now, like not right now in the same room, but we're in the same house, and she's one of the most amazing people that I know that are supportive of music so freaking much. Like even now, she's
Yeah.
talking about the show, and she's like, you know, I want to do this and I want to do that for the artist. And I'm like, man, you're amazing. Like, who does that with you know? Because artists, like, I don't know, we're like an afterthought usually, even in a club. You know, when you play a show, it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, there's the bands, yeah. Yeah, you're not gonna get anything, but put on a great show and bring some people, you know. And it's
Yeah.
like when
It's just
somebody
at that
says,
point, it's like, what
yeah,
band
you
can
know,
like sell some tickets as an
yeah,
afterthought?
yeah, yeah. So anyway, so my last NFT was a revival actually of a rebirth of my first NFT collection I released under Mint Songs that folded. So I did
Ah,
another drop. I created a new drop of the same song with Third Web, which I freaking love. And it's, you know, the reveal happens once it's sold out. But that was my last NFT collection. I want to sell it out before I release something new. And so,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of the goal.
that'd be cool.
Yeah. So the new
Nice,
song,
nice.
Happy Ending, is Web 2, actually. It's at the moment.
Totally, 100% should be using all avenues. I am
Yeah.
definitely one not to, you know, try and advocate some like Web3 only type of that would be a pretty tough struggle for most people, I think, to just
Hmm.
abandon, you know, like streaming and live gigs and like all this, you know, it's an important part of most musicians' livelihoods. So that's good to be, you know, working. You probably have a way bigger audience, having been a musician for so long in the Web 2 space, just because Web 3 is, still fairly nascent.
Yeah, and I mean, I love the community. I loved last year when we were at, at the NFT NYC. It was so great, like to meet new people. And I was like, Bings is like really active, so we were like hanging out, going to some parties, and it's really cool to meet these new people and to have like new talent, and some actually it's funny, some people I already knew, so that was kind of cool. It's like, oh, you're here too, But we have to like remember that it's old to us, but it's still new, right? And it's still a new concept to a lot of fans. So I think bridging the two and kind of doing both is a good way of like, whoever's ready to come over to just check it out and like explore and see the value of it, but not neglect
Yeah.
completely Web 2. And some people it works for them. They're like completely Web 3, like Violetta is one of them, and she's doing amazing, and that's
On
freaking awesome,
on a rare occasion when the artist is able to navigate like Twitter Spaces and or Clubhouse and Discord, like if you have that set of tools and you can dedicate all your time to just your craft of
Mm-hmm.
music and being out in public space on this virtual world, you can do it. It's totally possible to just totally give up on all the Spotify and all that shit. You can do it, but it would be like an incredibly large task, and you would have to have certain skills or somebody, a small team, someone kind of behind you with those set of skills. If you're not the person to be, running Twitter or what, that kind of stuff is just necessary. So especially if you're going to try and go all in on just Web3. It is possible, and it's possible with a lot smaller of an audience than you would need to survive solely off Web 2 through music. So it's interesting, and we'll see what kind of balance comes forward as the space matures, and there's there'll be a lot more competition between platforms, and as people get better tech to be able to kind of be their own platform and stuff, it's going to be interesting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it just, I think the problem we had, and what also got me a little bit burned out on the Web 3, was that there was like a lot of talk, a lot of people just, hyping, hype,
Mhm.
and not a lot of building, or like there is talk about building, but it's not really happening. But also a lot of people were just artists, and it's really hard when everybody's an artist. How long can, every artist support every artist? So I felt
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in
and it's been a
Web 3,
circle.
yeah,
It's been like a circle of artists supporting artists for a long time, and there's now, I
yeah.
mean, we see it. We see institutions, large art institutions, having more and more, NFT auctions and whatnot, and so there is, a change brewing, and then with normal institutional investors getting in on Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs and all this, it's starting to change. So it is
Mm.
going to be a wild ride, and the people that have
And
been
I mean, that's
here
what we're
and
here for.
understand it have a
Hmm.
little leg up. So yeah, it's important to stay consistent also, and not to like, it's people sometimes need like a little time off and stuff like that, which is super important. But you also kind of gotta like keep one foot in, or not disappear for too long if you're taking a little break from the space and stuff. But yeah, it's really, really phenomenal what some of the successful uh, Web 3 musicians have done, and so I'm hoping to see a lot more of that as we get back into the bull cycle. NFT NYC is coming right up. That's always when the bull coincides with NFT NYC. It's going to be a good one, so that should be pretty awesome.
Oh
And
yeah.
like the halvening is coming right up. There's so much going on right now in the space that it's actually like crazy. It's hard to keep up. It's just ridiculous. You can't. So that's also like another thing. The kind of time we're in right now is going to be interesting to see. Who knows? There could be some piece of news that kind of tanks stuff, but we're in a exactly kaboom. We're in a kaboom right now.
Yeah. I feel like, having been in the crypto market for a long time, like, I mean, this time I'm smarter than before. Like, I've I've been through quite a few
Yeah.
like bear markets where I'm like, oh man, I should have taken profit, but then I waited. I was trying to be greedy and wait till the top, that never topped. So I think
Right.
like being cautious and being like, being just level-headed is important, like in times like this, because like you said, yes, we can like have all the people that read the charts and they know more about, trading and have big time experience, but we don't know, like anything whack can happen, especially in the time and day we live in now, somebody can drop
Yeah.
some bullshit news and everything tanks like tomorrow.
Right.
So just be cautious, I think, and being
Yeah.
optimistic. I'm a optimist, so but I feel that I want to be smarter as far as like investing goes. And I'll also like who I support as an artist now, because I feel what really burnt me out a little bit as a fan, not as an
Hmm.
NFT artist, which is also good because you're learning from, being on both sides. I support a lot of artists and I'm also an artist myself and I've dropped some stuff, but
Yeah.
I definitely have learned to navigate like, okay, who is really taking care of their fans and who's only here to get, to sell out and then
Yeah.
disappear or like neglect their fans or their supporters. And so it's been a really eye-opening kind of experience, the NFT journey. But
Yeah.
we are all humans, and it's in a way it's just normal, because like who on Spotify in the Web2 world, you're not gonna go like, yo, like I supported
You're not
you
gonna
and
make a connection.
you
Yeah.
know exactly, at least we're making connections, and I think that's what's special, and that's where people get a bit more emotional as well, because you kind of sort of know way more, so you expect
Totally.
certain things from people, and I think having expectations is not always a good thing because it sets you
Well,
up
you
for
can get let
disappointment.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally, you could get super let down in this space, and people just get kind of crushed left and right. And I mean, I've had it too. And I don't know. I mean, not at all anymore, but probably up until like maybe before like Sound XYZ and some of these more recent platforms over the last year had come out, when it was really Web3 music stuff was really nascent, and it was just people dropping their single NFTs. I probably held one of the larger music NFT collections because I started.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first music NFT was a Connie Digital. I got that, and I was so. I just knew that the tech was like so right for this from the very beginning, that I was just super enthusiastic. And I mean, yeah, I probably should have been a little more cautious, but I just wanted to also like support musicians coming in early and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's
Of
it's
course.
I'm stoked that I have some full old stuff collected, and still I don't maybe collect like a bunch. I see, when I'll go support friends that maybe drop over on Sound and stuff, and it's just like it's kind of weird because you see like so and so collected 300, and this person, like there's like these leaderboards and stuff, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, I mean, yeah, sure, like shout people out, but there's seems like in some of these bigger, I mean, I don't know, some of the bigger platforms that are probably mostly funded by like labels like Warner Music and stuff. It's bit of shadiness and a lot of just kind of cash grabs. They want to have bigger artists to sell out real quick, but then those artists never do anything with their so-called new community, and so it's definitely like still in a kind of rocky place, but it will, I think, solidify and mature and grow over this next year, especially.
I think so too. And I mean, that's they'll regret that, not nurturing the community they built, because that's like you can't build that in Web 2, not as much as you can do in Web 3. That's how I feel about that, because you have so much more information now. And I mean, Web 2 is catching up too. It's really ultimately, do I have a mailing list, which I do, and I've been slacking on that. But I don't know. We artists are like sometimes weird because you when you're in your creative space, you just want to create and create, and it's hard to do everything. Where you promote and in Twitter
Yeah,
Spaces and
yeah.
being out there,
Oh,
and then you're in the promos mode, and it's still it's really. I think we have to give artists more credit, and realize that we are
yeah,
sometimes like all over the place, because there's a lot to
yeah,
do, especially if you don't have a team. Then you are
yeah.
everything. You're wearing so many hats. So,
And you
but
can't really
it's all
take a
good.
break.
No.
Yeah, it's like you have to always be going, you know, unless you hit it big and you have some, you know, bigger success than just like the normal kind of regular working artists and musicians. Then yeah, you know, it's not like you can take a break usually. Um, but yeah, so artists need that support for sure. There was over in the chat, Binks had said, "Make her tell the story. Pinkstar is the first musician interview I ever had to transcribe back in the day. Most amazing story ever." So do you want to share that story with us maybe?
What story is she talking about?
Story where she did, I guess, her first interview. She said, "Pinkstar is the first musician interview I ever had to transcribe back in the day. Most amazing story ever. Make her tell the story. Here's a schoolie I bought back in the day because I wanted to take Pinkstar on the road." She's sharing stuff over in the live chat. I'm gonna also tag you there just in case,
Okay.
so you can navigate there easier. Oh wait, that
Oh.
was Pinkstar, not Pinkstar. Hold on.
That's a Pinkster? That's
Yeah,
funny.
well, it's weird because I'm trying to search you in. Okay, there you are. Okay, yeah, it's coming up. Okay, yeah, I tagged you like over in the chat, so you should see the little dingy thingy, and then you can just, if you want to take a sec to scroll up, you can see maybe it's about the bus, or maybe it's about the first interview she did with you. Help us out here, Banks, a little refresher of the minds, and who she
It's
connected
so
with when she
long.
made it to New York. Oh, we have time. I mean, if you have time, we have time. This is not a rush type of Easy's Corner is not a rushed type of show. So you know, if you
Right.
wanna indulge us in that, oh, and yeah, it's also her escape from Germany. I mean, yeah, I'm all ears for whatever you wanna share with us.
Oh
Sounds
my
like
God. The
probably could
Pinks
be
always want to talk
incredible.
about the. Oh my God. I just realized I can put my camera on. Is
You
it
can
on?
if
There you
you're
go.
comfy with it. Yeah,
Ah,
we're
yeah.
streaming. So we're streaming out to Twitter. We're streaming out to Unlonely app, and of course here in the Discord where people are chatting and dropping gifts and you know can ask questions and all sorts of stuff.
It's so funny because before I was like, where's my video? Now I can see it now. Sorry about that. My story. I think she's talking about
No
me
problem.
escaping. So yeah, I escaped, you know, when I was, so I lived in East Germany and I escaped through Prague. I would jumped over a big fence to to escape to West Germany, and that was a journey for sure. And it's actually funny. I went to Prague this couple months ago, and with my mom and my boyfriend and our doggies, and we were like, "Yeah, let's go to Prague." And then it hit me. I was like, "Oh my God, I escaped here! Like, I gotta go to the embassy and like check it
Had you
out." Like,
had you not been back? Had you not been back since then
not to Prague, to
to
Germany,
Prague?
yes, but not to Prague.
Oh
Yeah, so
wow.
I was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God!" So yeah, we drove back there, and I kept telling the story so many times about the little there was a park, and it was dark and spooky, and then I was like, "Man, maybe I don't remember it correctly. Maybe that wasn't really, you know." And then when I went back, I'm like, "There it is. That's the spooky park. It's a hill, and the embassy was on
Crazy.
the bottom." And the fence was freaking huge. I was like, "Oh my God, I jumped over that fence." I mean,
So
people helped us, you know, but
So you climbed over the giant fence and then basically ran to the embassy
no, so
to
the
get
way it
like
worked is like,
help, or you just
nah.
once you're over, you're kind of free.
So what happened is no. So what happened is a lot of people started escaping, and so but it was through Prague. So there were people actually outside the fence that were helping you. They were like, "Here, come over
Ah,
here."
okay.
And then
Yeah,
yeah, they helped us
nice.
jump over the fence. It was a nice. I mean, you know, growing up in East Germany, so it's like kind of like the times we're entering
Couldn't
now,
imagine.
where you cannot speak. You know, there's no freedom of speech. There's like if you disagree with the
Right.
government, you get locked up. You might get shot. So when we decided to escape, my parents, they were like, "Oh my God, we may not ever see you again. You might get shot, you know, trying to escape." So when we walked through that park, so when we drove to Berlin, we took a bus to Berlin. No, but we got dropped off in Berlin at the train station to go to Prague. And in the train, going to Prague, we didn't know who we could talk to, because I didn't know if somebody's Stasi, if somebody's like, spying
Right.
on us and
Yeah.
they're gonna arrest us or whatever. It was like freaky and spooky. And then when we arrived in Prague to go get a cab, I was like, oh my God, we want to go to the embassy, but not East German, West German embassy. Yeah, and when we got to that fence, or I should say to that park, where he's like, you got to go there and you got to go over there. I'm like, oh my God, he's setting us up. We're gonna get shot. Like, there's no embassy. Like, we're
It's
in
gotta
the middle of
be
it. It was crazy.
growing up in an environment like that, where the so strict and so much control from the government, authoritarian government, you've got to be like super paranoid always. Oh my God, even just like, did I say the wrong thing in front of the wrong person? Or like, so I can't even, I mean, I can try and imagine, but I can't really imagine the stress and what it would be like to grow up and under a regime like that. And I think it's super important actually to share the story, because like you just mentioned, we're in times right now where there's countries slipping back into this type of government. And right, even in our own country here in the US, there's like kind of sketchiness going down, where if we don't pay attention, we'll lose our rights and our freedom of speech and our freedom of travel. And I mean, there's people are grasping at control. And in fact, blockchain is part of that, taking back some of our our personal both responsibilities, but also our freedoms. So
yeah, I mean, people don't realize,
sovereignty.
it's like, when you can't have a discussion about whatever it is, politics, about the vaccine, about anything. If we cannot have a
Yeah.
healthy discussion, then there's a problem. And so that's pretty
Oh,
much
yeah.
how we grew up. Like that it was like their way or no way, and people should really question that. It doesn't mean we have to agree,
Yeah.
but we should be able to have people on that can have a healthy conversation about their points of views and their experience. And yeah, so it's
Absolutely.
yeah, it was crazy, but yeah,
They
it was a
I bet, yeah. So then you wind up going to the embassy in West Germany, and like what kind of happens there, as you're like a refugee or something, right? I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So there were people already waiting to help us jump over the fence. And then we spent, I mean, it was packed, and we spent 4 days there. I don't know if it was 4 days and 3 nights, or 4 nights and 5 days. I'm not sure. But it got so bad that the West German government said, this is out of control. These people need to get out of there, because, you couldn't go to the bathroom. They had to wait like 3 hours. And I mean, people, whether with their babies, they left everything. They just jumped over the fence with like what the little they had,
right.
And after 4 days, let's just say 4 days, the government came. His name was Genscher, the chancellor at the time, and then he just gave the speech saying that we are now set free, and there will be trains coming to pick us up, and then we're being transported to West Germany, but we had to go through East Germany to give up our
Oof.
IDs and everything. They were like, yeah, it was crazy. And a
Very.
lot of people actually tried to jump on the train. It was really, it was crazy. It was a really,
Wow.
yeah, I'm a rebel, but I don't regret
Intense.
anything,
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And
Right.
then
No,
later on,
that's just like,
yeah, and after that, so then East Germany shut down. Nobody could get in or out. And then people just were like, fuck this. And that's when the Berlin came down, because people were like,
right.
they really have, suddenly they realized, this is like, we are in control. Power to the people, man. Like, the
Well,
people need to step.
the masses have the power. It's just we're trained to think that we don't.
Yes.
Is one
Yes.
thing. We're trained to think that the authority is the government, when no, there's very less, very few of the controllers, even though they can flex that control over us. And yeah, so people do need to pay attention and use their voices, and when the masses
Okay.
rise up, regimes fall. That's that's
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's tough. I mean, it's it ain't no easy thing.
Yeah, but I think we are definitely in
So
a sort of revolution. I think, where people realize, they wake up and they realize. I mean, God, listen to everybody, all these leaders talking. What the fuck are they even talking about? So most of the time,
yeah,
I'm like, is anybody paying attention to what they're actually saying? Contradicting everything they're saying.
I
So
I don't think there's a lot of paying of attentions. And you have like Dragonate mentioned, look at Trudeau's new online harm bills. And I was about to mention before too, when we were talking about some of this stuff, like in Europe, they're passing some bills that really limit freedom of speech. It's like they have these terms of like misinformation and blah blah blah, but then there's malinformation, and that's just information. Mal just means bad. That's just information they don't like. It's just if it doesn't
I know.
match the narrative of like the authority, then they literally are giving themselves legal rights to just take down anything they just happen to disagree with. So it's crazy.
Yep.
And that we're getting the same kind of bills here in the U.S. And up in Canada, and it's these like globalist like leaders that they're selling us out as quick as they can, basically.
Oh
And
yeah.
just in a kind of mad grasp to retain the power they have, because they see that the times are, the tide is changing. People are waking up. More and more people are
Oh
realizing
yeah.
the system is broken. Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Anyone who is like really awake and aware and speaking up is being labeled crazy, right? It's the easiest way for
Right.
them to
Yeah.
like do that. And it's always been like that this way. And I think that people really need to pay attention and think for themselves. And just, at the end of the day, I also feel that do what you have control over, like I know that I have control over what I'm saying, what I'm thinking, who I'm spending time with, and what I'm creating. So I tried my best to focus on that and spread positivity, and do the best I can. And that's all I can really do, and that's all we can do as a because we are all energy, and what we put out is really contagious. So if we all do
Yeah.
our part, then we're already creating a better world.
Absolutely. I'll hodl those vibes. So with your background and stuff, and I mean, as you're just speaking now, I've heard, I think, just a little of your music. I haven't gotten a chance to listen to a lot of it. Do you have kind of work in some of those themes into your music, into your writings?
Oh yeah. I have a song by
Nice.
Otto's daughter that's actually called Prison Walls, which we're gonna be playing live. That is
Oh,
about the
awesome.
Berlin. Yeah, yeah, it's like a heavier tune, and it's funny that tune was actually I was writing for a music library, and they wanted like Rammstein kind of sounding music, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, sign me up!" And I wrote that song. It came really quickly, and I was like, "No, this is my song. I cannot give that to them. That
Kept
belongs
it.
here,"
Yeah.
But that's how it came
Right
about.
on.
That was kind of funny. And that's what I love about writing music. Sometimes you just like write stuff that you may have a direction you want to go, but then it takes its own,
Right.
course kind of,
Yeah. Yeah.
and leads you into
When
like,
it happens, like, yeah, I think when it happens, and not only with music, I think with most like creative people, when that kind of flow happens, yeah, it's way more special and connected. Whereas you might make pieces of art or write songs more, like you're saying, for a album or for a client or something like that. But sometimes one of those gems kind of comes out. You're like, no, that's extra special.
and I
Nice.
love those moments, man, when you have that moment when you just write a song like that comes just, it's so easy, and it feels right. You just know, yeah, that's it. That's the song.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've written a lot of, I've written a lot of music that's reflective of that time. And also, LA, like we go through phases. And I feel like my New York phase was definitely more like a darker industrial. And I love that phase, obviously.
Mhm.
Los Angeles was awesome. Um, and it's funny because Los Angeles, I didn't want to go there because in my mind I was thinking, and from all I heard was, everybody's fake there and it's just shallow.
Right.
But I have to say, I met some of my best friends there, because I was really getting more into doing networking events within the music industry, just like connecting with some people and doing a lot of collaborations. So it did me really good.
Nice.
But then at some point, I got burned out there too, because I don't know, I feel like I cannot be in one place for too long. I get like nervous
Yeah.
or bored, or like it freaks me out thinking that, oh my God, is this it? This can't be it. I need to
Well,
move on.
the musician, like gypsy traveling life sounds perfect then, that's awesome that
I
you
know. Yeah.
found kind of that fit. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So what's on the upcoming kind of agenda? I know we've got NFT NYC. It's going to be awesome to get to hang out there, but what's like the next, more like, if you're looking out at like, 3 or 6 months, obviously not like, I'm not asking for like dates of gigs, but what are you kind of looking at? Where might you be heading in the caravan and stuff in the next, in the coming months? Do you have any plans or any ideas, like anything kind of in the works?
Well, I'm definitely going to be releasing a song every month, and then doing a
Oh,
music
nice.
video to each song. Yeah, at least. And I want to do it again, like once the one NFT collection is sold out, I want to definitely release another NFT collection. But I want to make it something special, and I mean, the one I'm having right now is special too. It's called Feel the Loving. That is the utility is kind of cool. But I want to
Nice.
make it very, like when I play live shows, it's very interactive. It's very personal, and I kind of want to keep it that way.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I want to release a song a month for the rest of the year, really, and then we will see what happens with my live performance. The drummer and we've been talking about possibly doing some more shows, and doing maybe one-offs, flying out
Cool.
to certain places. We're not sure yet, but I do want to definitely play more shows. I also love, obviously, my dog, my animals. So my goal has always been to kind of like combine that with like, saving animals. So we'll see how I can combine the two, but definitely releasing a song a month, and building up I have a YouTube channel, which is my music channel, and it's a reaction channel. But I'm starting a new channel where I talk about the gypsy lifestyle some more, the RV life, minimalist
Cool.
lifestyle. I do Kundalini yoga, so I want to share stuff like
Oh,
that,
wow.
and and inspire people to just like, man, just follow your bliss. I feel a lot of people
Mhm.
get so caught up in this real life thing, which I understand. We all have to make money. We all have to, do our thing and have responsibilities. But I feel a lot of people miss that living in the moment, where they always feel like, I'm working towards that day when I have this and when I have that, and then I can just fucking
Right.
do it. Just
But
do it. Just
that
make
day
it
is
work.
always in the future. If that day's
Because
always in the future,
yes,
something's not quite working out, or yeah, I totally get you.
So I want to be a lot in the moment, and I love that. I love. It's not a conventional lifestyle. My mom is like, she thinks I'm crazy,
Right.
but because she's so different, But I'm like, I just
Yeah.
love the fact that I do want to do the things that make me happy, even if it means I don't have a big ass house. I want that eventually, but right
Right,
now I
right.
think just being my true, full, authentic self, where I feel this is where I'm at right now and not freaking out. And meditation has helped me a lot. My yoga has helped me a lot to kind of just be like, don't worry about it. Because I used to be like, I do everything, at once. And you can't be everywhere at the same time, just so one thing at a time. That's
Yeah,
just.
yeah. Good call. Awesome. If anybody, I just threw in the chat, but everybody's probably more kind of watching and listening. If there's any questions out there, I'm sure the Pink Star would be willing to answer. If anybody that's watching has see Binks was
And
saying
shout out to Eric
she
Phil's in the house. Eric was in my band for a minute. We played together for a little bit, and we know each other for a
Oh,
while.
awesome.
Awesome dude.
Nice.
Yes, and everybody else, thank you for being here and listening. Trislet, I've heard a lot about you. I haven't met you in person yet, but Binks speaks really highly of you, of all of you actually here. So I know I'm in good company. And are you going to be in
Yes, you
NFT
are.
NYC? Who's going to be at NFT
Yeah,
NYC? All of you? Okay.
I'm coming and gonna be speaking on the panel. I'm
Yes.
gonna be like co-hosting or hosting the event, and yeah, so you know, definitely be there with you know for probably I don't know exactly. I actually have to get my ticket like within the next day or two, my plane ticket. I'll come in like a day or two before the conference and maybe stay an extra day or something after too. So making the trip out east, might as well try and get the most out of it. So yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, you know, when we're in a kind of the market like this, NFT NYC is going to have a lot of excitement and like it's just going to be kind of this like crazy atmosphere of just like you know like we're winning again you know so it should be a really good year I think even though you know not in previous years more of the kind of like core community was coming to New York. Now there's so many. There's Lisbon, there's Paris, there's Mexico City. There's like events all over, and many more in the States too. So it might not be kind of everybody going, but it's going to be I think a really good turnout this year. Yeah,
I think so too.
I'm
You know?
getting.
Th- What?
Oh, go ahead. I was just Binks had said their third planet's kidnapping me after NYC, and yeah, I'm going to get tossed in a baggage and like hauled out to the ranch or something.
Oh, yeah. No, I think, you know, whoever's supposed to be there is supposed to be there. That's going to be awesome, you know? It's a big family fest. I think it's going to be awesome. And definitely, I'm excited about the event because I know how badly Binks wanted to put something together last year, and so and even this year she was like trying to do something 8 months or whatever, 6 months, you know, before, and so all of that coming together now. I think this is freaking awesome, and I hope that everybody's gonna pull together and just make that the biggest fucking event that everybody's gonna be talking about, you know, for a long time, because it's good company, good people, talented people. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm sorry, something happened to my audio.
Oh, was I on?
Ah, sorry. I got somehow like server deafened, so I couldn't hear you for the last like 30 seconds or something.
Oh, no, I was just saying I'm excited about the event, and I know how, you know, how Binks is working hard on making everything perfect and happening. So I'm excited about all the artists and us coming together and as a community, just really freaking showing up, you know, and
Yeah,
pulling together. And
yeah,
I want this event that everybody keeps talking about.
totally.
You
No,
know?
it's so awesome. I know that like Binks has been working on pulling off an event like this like for the last few
Yes.
years. And we've been like, you know, is it going to happen in New York? Then it was like maybe in Miami, and like so it's so epic that like everything's falling in line and a credible lineup, incredible musicians, incredible just people behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. Yeah, the community is strong, and so this is going to be an awesome show and one for the history books. I think. I'm very excited too.
Super excited about it. Where are you?
Yeah. I am actually in Northern California. I just got
Okay.
back up from Costa Rica, where my family is, my wife and kids. So I've
Oh,
been
nice.
living down there, and then in the more recent years, back and forth between Costa Rica and Northern California, and coming up for events and stuff like that for the last few years. But yeah, for like what 17 years or something. From New York, I went down to Costa Rica for a visit, and then just one thing led to another, and I wound up staying.
It's on my bucket list. I love Costa Rica. I've never been, but everything I heard about it, I've seen. I'm like, I gotta
Beautiful.
go there. Mm.
Yeah, it is a beautiful country and awesome people, and just like a pretty laid back environment and lifestyle. It's well worth trying to visit.
Mm.
Ooh, yeah, being so saying next year we might lock down the luxury boat for the for Miami. That would be killer for Art Basel.
Oh yeah.
And Brooke Huck's not getting into any cars with Binks this year. I'm seeing great comments, not necessarily any questions rolling in at the moment, but everybody's definitely enjoying the show. It's been really fun getting to chat with you. I know we have been going for like an hour, so I want to give you, if you have other stuff coming up or anything, kind of give you the out to be able to cruise off stage soon, unless we, missed anything that you want to hit on. But yeah, it's been awesome just catching up, and I'm super looking forward to the event and the whole NFT NYC that's coming right up.
Same. No, thank you for having me. I'm excited. My drop is out. It's like a Web 2 drop, but still, it's available in Bandcamp, on iTunes.
Awesome.
Happy ending. If you go to pinkstarmusic.com, that's my main website.
got
But I'm excited.
I think we got the links. I know Bink was sharing some of the links here in the chat. So everybody, you can go support. Definitely, it's free to follow and like and retweet and stuff on Twitter. You can, also get access to the music on Bandcamp and other platforms as just mentioned. And then there's also the NFT out so that was your first drop, did you say? So
yeah,
this
so
is
Field
the
11
Genesis
was my
drop, people.
Yeah, it's a Genesis drop that was rebirthed because, Min Song went down, and that's okay because,
That's some legit OG status too, that you did your Genesis drop on Mint Songs and they crashed and burned and everything. When platforms drop and it's not like up on Arweave or something, like, people got to know it's got to be on chain, or it's got to be it's just got to be on a solid contract. And so yeah, that's kind of like a wild, cool kind of story to have, even though it sucks for you when it went down. You're like, what? Your platforms disappeared. It's cool that you rebirthed it and it's available still. So I don't know how many are available, but it's still available, and it would be cool to see it get sold out or closer to sold out. Tonight maybe a couple editions get picked up, and then we can look forward to your next one.
And to the reveal, because the reveal is going to be really cool, for sure.
Reveal will be when it sells out too, right? Cool.
When it sells out, yeah, that's going to be a little reveal. It's like all unique artwork. Each one has a unique artwork, and then
dope.
there's like a cool utility attached to that. Yeah. And I just want to add, I think that is
Awesome.
people sometimes feel weird about, being on a platform that is not there anymore. But we have to remember, this is also new. And this is I mean, Spotify could go down tomorrow. MP3.com used to be a thing back in the days. That's gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's things that come and go, like MySpace. There's just things that come and go. But, as long as you're part of it, it's all an experience anyway, an experiment, right? So it's gonna, and it's not the end of the world. Something goes down, so what? It's not the end of the fucking world. We evolve and things move on.
Totally. And in this instance, I think it adds some cool flair to the story of this song and this NFT. So OpenSea could be gone in a year. We don't know. It's it's still early. I mean, we've been saying it for years, but it is. I mean, now institutional investors have come on board. Things are starting to change, but nobody really missed the boat yet. Yeah, Bitcoin's at freaking 72K. But still, I mean, we don't know if it's going to go to 500,000 in 5 years from now. I mean, I don't know. Could be millions. Who knows? All right.
I know,
That's
right?
the crazy thing about this space. Yeah.
Hey, we're in it. That's all we know. So we're all part of this, and that's the fucking part. So we just gotta, we just gotta be smart about it, not
Totally.
sell everything, but just
take a little profit. It's good to take a little profit, because as we've been in for multiple cycles, that there will be another cycle. It will go back down. There will be a chance to buy back in. I mean, you can't pick the top always. That you might sell and then it shoots way up, but then eventually it comes back down and then it goes back up.
Exactly. You can't and I think that's what in the beginning, I got so caught up with. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna go higher. It's gonna go higher, because you listen to everybody, right? There's all these channels, and you listen to everybody, and you just gotta calm their noise, and and be like, all right, who do I trust? And also my instinct. I gotta trust my instinct too, because a lot of times
when you have a feeling, when you really believe in something, then you should probably put a little energy there, investigate a little more, and then maybe like invest a little time. But if it's a product or a platform, you're like, I know this is so good, it's so right, then, you know, that's when I have that much conviction, that's when I, you know, stay for the long run with something, whether it's a, you
Same.
know, a project and, you know, with good people, or like, you know, something like Bitcoin or Ethereum. Like, I'm just like, you know, and of course there's, as time changes, there's all these new options and stuff. Like right now, you know, I'm like not doing much on ETH because gas is really high. But then again, ETH just, you know, doubled in value in the last couple months. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, oh, I guess I probably could afford the $50 in gas because, you know, my bag just doubled. So it's just, there's all these weird psychological things that go with it, and then like it's, you know, it's interesting. But yeah, it is good to try and, you know, I got to follow my own advice more and taking a little bit of profit here and there.
I know. I'm doing it this year because I'm like, I cannot be sit through all that shit again. You know, you watch it go up and you're like,
Another
yeah,
cycle?
and then,
No. Totally.
all right, I hodl again. I've been a
Yeah.
hodler, but like now it's time to take some profits. You know, it's healthy, like you said, and then you
Nice.
can always jump back in. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I did. I rarely. I'm a collector. I'm not a like flipper really, but I did like just kind of flip a couple. Got in and like flipped, and then got another on an NFT. The Matt Fury, the Pepe one that he did, he dropped it the other day, and I was actually flying when it minted, so I missed on mint. But I saw right afterwards. I was literally like on the bus coming back from the airport, and like used my hotspot to get on my computer to check on things. I was like, oh, these things are running in a tear. And I was like, I'm getting one now. Just bought the floor. A couple hours later, sold it. You know, didn't like, you know, multiple exit,
Mhm.
but it was kind of fun to do that again. So yeah.
Oh damn! I missed that whole thing because I have Pepe, but I didn't
I
realize that.
I basically missed it too. Although I got in like soon enough, and actually it was back down. Now I think it's below where I got in, so now it's got to go back up before I can then like repeat.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, what was it called? Pepeditions, or what was it called? I've got it somewhere here in a tab. Give me a sec. Let's see. I think Magic Eden. Oh, Peplicator, because it's like a Pepe replicator. So yeah, his drop
Oh, okay.
and it's I guess it's the first, I think, like actual Matt Fury, the guy who created Pepe, the first
Yeah.
drop by him, or at least the first like collection. So yeah, they've run up and then they've dropped down, you know how it is. So there's a chance to get in and own one of these, you know, actual Matt Furies. I think it might be, obviously it's not financial. I think this could be a good asset to grab one to hold and one to flip maybe, or something, for anybody out there that's interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna check that out later.
Oh, I'll drop a link. Hold on a sec. I'll drop a link in the chat here of just the main collection on Magic Eden, not on OpenSea, because
Oh, okay.
OpenSea. I mean, I think they're surely on OpenSea, but I'd rather support Magic Eden. It's funny because Magic Eden came and wrecked like the whole royalty thing, and now they're the one like kind of pushing the way and giving artists royalties again. So there it is, Peplicator. People can check that out.
Oh, very cool.
Brookhawk made a funny joke. Buy high and sell low. There you go. That's what I always do, bro. That was awesome. Oh, Dapper C in the house. Nice to see him. Yeah, great to see everybody that's coming, hanging out tonight. And yeah, I mean, I guess we've gone for a pretty good amount. We could kind of transition to after party. Unless, do you have a song that you would either like want to perform or that you could stream or something like that? We didn't necessarily hear anything. I don't know if you're set up for that,
Yeah.
so it's not like
Mm, I don't know if it's gonna sound good through those speakers right now. I should have sent you something.
We can, well, next time, or it's not, this is the first time, definitely not the last time you're coming on. So next time we'll line up some tunes either to stream in. You know, we did share links so everybody can go and check some stuff out.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah,
Yes,
it's
yes.
been really nice.
Eric, I buy high, I sell high, I cook high, I shower high.
That's a good way to go about things too. There you go. Love it.
Oh God, that's hilarious. Well, yeah, I'm super excited, and again, thank you, for having me on, and thanks for for making that happen. Um,
Yeah.
I will do
Yeah.
better, being more active on Discord and stuff. I know there's always something going on,
There's Token Smart's great. There's a good handful of shows
Yes,
throughout the week, and we'd love to see you come pop by anytime. It was an absolute pleasure
absolutely.
just getting to hang out and hear your story
Yes,
more. And yeah, I look forward. I mean, it's really like a few weeks away, and we'll all be in New York.
it's gonna be
Cool.
awesome.
So see you soon. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Awesome. Well, everybody,
for everyone
please go
being
click on
here.
some of those links. Yeah, thanks for everybody hanging. And we are going to jump to the after party. And we have Jose on stage. I know that Senor Felens is at South by Southwest. And with, who was he hanging out with? Brain farting. But he was going to try and maybe pop in and do some like reporting on the ground live from South by Southwest. But I think he's
Okay.
probably, and I told him, I was like, if you can, that would be rad. But I understand how it is when you're on the ground at a festival. Anything could happen. You could get pulled into like, any direction into some cool venue or art show, or, so he could just be having a blast. He could be performing. I don't know. Maybe he'll pop in and give us a little update at some point over the next hour or so. So we'll see if we get to hear from Felens and see what's happening at South by tonight. I hope so. Or I hope maybe he just is having such a great time that he doesn't show up, and we'll hear about it next week. How are you doing, Jose?
Test. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna turn my volume up a little because you're a little lower maybe than last time, but I definitely heard you. Oh no, I got my volume up. You're good. You're good. Pink Star had like a super Pink Star had like the super solid mic. Oh my god. Actually, yeah. Pink Star, wait, what microphone were you using? Because it was so solid. I've never turned my volume down on Discord. I was like, wow, it was at like half volume. Share in the chat or come back and tell us what mic do you have or what are you using?
My phone.
What phone?
It's a Samsung.
Damn, it's got a mic that's a beast.
I got this
Nice.
iRig stream thing, and I could never figure it out. So I'm like, I'm just gonna use
Oh
it.
shit! Is it the iRig or the iRig 2?
I have the iRig Solo, and I never used it. Like it's just sitting there.
I've heard from a lot of people that like I can't remember if it was the 1 or 2 that was the right one. I think it was the 2 that's like really easy to set up and use. I know I've heard about them before. It's been a while, but wow, yeah, the mic on your phone is like super solid.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, cool. I was hoping it was going to be like, oh, it's this USB mic, only 50 or something, but no worries.
I'm trying to research more on this. Elbow doesn't hear me. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, I hear you, Jose. Let's see. Oh, Elbow, you don't have Jose muted or anything by accident, right? Probably not. Sometimes that happens.
So low, Jose.
I hear you. I've got.
So hi, Jose.
Check this out.
Good. Hello.
I'm not using it, but I've got that new mic set up. I wonder if Elbow was hearing again.
Do you hear me better?
Oh, he says really low. I hear you okay. Oh, you know what? So if you click on Jose and you turn his volume up all the way, let's see, how do you do it? I should just be able to like click on you. I can click on everybody else. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't let me click on you. Maybe, in the chat, go to the chat and click on Jose. Yeah. And I have Jose's volume up, not all the way, but like 90%. Yeah, you're solid right now. So everybody go to the chat, click on Jose's name next to his last message, and pump the volume up for yourself. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
that's what I mean. You know, you buy this microphone and such, and I do certainly miss like the sound of my old phone. Like I don't know, and you know that the founder of the sound engineering school I studied, he has a blog which is great. He have been a speaker also in New York audio conferences and such, but his blog is on Spanish. I'm going to share it because he has really great insight about audio.
Oh, nice.
And with this, he never speaks about sound production at all. He speaks about how is audio in the daily doings for an airport, for a mall,
Mm,
for you know that you have to find the frequencies when you are live. That, for example, in which frequency the buds of your speakers resonates with the music that you are putting, so you can put that frequency down, and you only will know that if you know which model of speaker will be you using for the concert and the event.
interesting.
Yeah, so it goes super down the rabbit hole. um,
Mm-hmm.
and right now I can't remember why I was talking in the first place about him. He's just an amazing blog post. Let me find it.
Microphones.
Oh,
Something about
yeah.
our mics.
He was talking about a concept that is, in, you know that like now with current technology we already rise like perfection of sound, like pure sound waves, since a lot of
Pretty
time.
close.
And the thing is that those pure perfect sound waves, they are perfect, but they are not nice to the ear. En Spanish will be sonido
Mm,
agradable. Él habla de un concepto que se llama sonido agradable. Y él dice que el sonido perfecto no necesariamente es sonido agradable. Yeah?
right. It's not um like is enjoyable or yeah.
Yeah, enjoyable sound and perfect sound doesn't necessarily are the same.
Right. I can get that for sure.
Let me get the blog.
All right. Sounds good. Hopefully everybody else is hearing you better now.
I do hope so. I'm going
Okay,
to start
okay.
playing music.
Elbow said I turned it up and it's a bit better.
Give me a second.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, I'm still just using my AirPods for everything, even though I do have, it's an older microphone, but it's, a pretty sweet mic. And then I run that through, where is it? The little Focusrite dingle dongle. And then that takes it from like, low impedance XLR to go out as a USB digital to the computer. And I could put it into my Mac actually, but it was tougher to do the last time. And right now I had it set up on the PC just because I was using it to host a gaming sesh. And if I can get a semi-decent cheap webcam, that's the last thing I would need for this PC rig to be able to stream from it. And I could have like really nice audio and decent video, and it would be on a machine that's like running fast and like isn't Discord laggy. I could stream stuff, and so that's what I'm working towards.
Yeah, today I feel you like especially like distorted, not in the audio but in the video.
Oh yeah, it's just bandwidth and like, running it off a phone. It would probably be a little better, I think, if I was using this giant beast of a PC that's like made for gaming and stuff. It can handle streaming.
Well, I'm happy to share some music today. I had quite
Let's vibe.
a spicy mood
Oh
after
yeah.
We Love the Art. I want to talk
Do
about
you
that, and at the
wanna?
same time I don't want to talk about
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Well, I will say one thing. After I saw your message and I was like really kind of feeling down about that whole thing. I saw one tweet from a friend, from a homie. Oh yeah, it was Bananakin. So Bananakin was in that with a piece of his art. And I guess it placed to be like a one of one or something. So I think he won 1,000 OP maybe. So that's at least one person, like one OG artist, like real person from the community that somehow got support and, you know, was able to place. But so far, that's the only person that I kind of know of that had any positive experience have come out of that.
Yeah, and you know what I see is that there was none a Spanish winner. Like I know about
Right. When,
300 musicians, and there was a Spanish winners in other categories, as far as I understand. But
but
on
not
the
music.
on music there was none. At least I have been seeing them. I still don't see anybody who speaks Spanish, and you know that's just like, dude, like
That's
it's
not
just
right. To
it
just
just shows
exclude all this.
it. Yeah, yeah,
Come on.
it just shows it's the same as Web 2 somehow. To me was like to seeing 2017 contest again happening. So I think we need to time travel again, and you know, like they should need do a research before launching these initiatives and having this failure. Like they already can learn from other experiences, and you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they already had a Steamit Open Mic, Sonic Groove Live, Steamit Songwriter Challenge, um, and now the High Vibes Music
Right.
Contest, the Whaleshares Open Mic. There was a day that was a thing, um, and I don't know. There was so much background on Web3 music competitions that they can learn from, and they just did one of the worst. Like I don't know. They should at least try to make it differently and think like, dude, we have to have as many judges as Discord channels of different languages that we have in our Discord,
Mm-hmm.
because they have a Spanish community, they have a, like, I don't know, Filipino community, they have a different
Right.
sub channels, and you know, I think that it was more of the same, and it's like stay optimistic, but they are doing the same. So they want to hold into a
Mm-hmm.
narrative that shows change and new stuff, but they are not doing what
But
they say
using
they
the
are
old
doing.
system, basically.
Basically
Yeah.
it's just a shadow of the thing it needs to change, but trying to say, you know, communicating that it's not, but it's not. It's not enough. Like it just shows off, and
Yeah. Saying we're supporting the community, we're giving an opportunity to everyone, and then just choosing the biggest artists that have the most followers doesn't really change anything, unfortunately. If that's
yeah,
what happened, which I'm kind
yeah,
of
and
speculating a little.
that that's something that I think it's what, you know, it's like a constant in a lot of decisions we take as a society, and is that we take the decisions based like on the measure of the things that how have been delivered so far, and sometimes we don't take into consideration that we have to make a research before acting. I think it's just like that. It happened like
Yeah.
it happened to me on DAOs. It happened to me on music Web3 contest. It can happen to you. Well,
Oh
let's do
yeah.
some music. Let's change the energy. I really have to transmute that shit.
Yeah, let's hodl some positive vibes. I
Woo!
was yeah, let's transmute. I was fortunate enough, just real quick before you play, to go and participate in just part of the metagame um um event today where Jose was playing some music, and that I'm back in the States. I'm also at the computer that has my Stable Diffusion. And so today I got back into making a few little creations inspired by the musical tune. So I might try and do some more, and I'll maybe share a few here, or I'll share a few that I made earlier at least too. So yeah, let's have some vibes.
Beautiful. Yeah, thank you for being there. We had some Spanish listeners today on this space, and all of them musicians. I do think Discord can be like a place, a hub for artists, you know, to be a glow for multidisciplinary projects. And I think, you know, if we have more musicians doing art here, like live performances and such, will be great. I want to introduce you to Duo Do Music. They were there, and they are beautiful musicians, and they are doing some interesting stuff. I want to share with all of you, and you know, so we can like learn together. They have a super great outtake. Yeah, let's start the music. We are the farmers of no winter's land, settling the fire of love. We are the farmers of no winter's land, sending the fire of love. Aquí estamos los sembradores, cuidadores de la tierra, donde el invierno no existe. Se derretirán tus penas, transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión. Aquí estamos los sembradores, cuidadores de la tierra, donde el invierno no existe. Se derretirán tus penas, transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión. Tenemos las semillas corazón, vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar, semilla para el despertar. Que tenemos la semilla corazón, vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar, sonido para el despertar. We are the farmers of no winter's land, sending the fire of love. Viene el sol radiante desterrando oscuridad, el invierno solo existe para agradecer al sol. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta y la vida y el calor. Viene el sol radiante desterrando oscuridad, el invierno solo existe para agradecer al sol. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta, de la magia y el amor. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta, del cacao y el sabor. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta, del yopito y la visión. Corazón, vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar, semilla para el despertar. Que tenemos la semilla, corazón, vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar, sonido para el despertar, tierra dure. Cuidadores de la tierra, transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión.
Woo!
Music is a medicine.
Awesome.
I
Oh
don't feel
yeah.
mad anymore. I don't feel mad anymore.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Empress
totally-
Trash got 4th place, said Brookhawk. So that's awesome. She's fam.
Yeah, it's great. I think that the outtake I can get is that I'm going to make a curation of the top 50, the winners, and make a top 10 and curate them and see their art, and appreciate them
What
because
would
I know.
be, yeah. And
Yeah.
what could be really cool too, Jose, would be to do something similar with that, with the Latin music that was kind of abandoned, and bring a little attention to this. This is important. Let's not just not say anything. Like, we don't have to be like, what the fuck? This is stupid. You guys don't even listen to the Spanish speakers. No, just say like, hey, look at these great, great musicians that submitted, and not a single one got
Yeah.
rewarded.
It's
But
like
we're
something
going to
about
reward them
highlighting
with
them.
some attention. Yeah, highlight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's because I mean this energy I have to use it somehow, so I can rage, I can scream, I can make drama, but I can do something constructive
Or do something
about it.
positive. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I already got this energy, so it's like I
Nice.
care, so
Yeah, yeah.
I like to care by an action. It's not like if you are going like to spoke of like how do you say that, like cuando tú let me find a word on the DeepL translator, guys.
Ujú.
Sorry.
Or dígame en español.
Lo que pasa es que en español yo no sé si tú lo has usado así, porque al final la palabra es denunciar. Denunciar. ¿Sí?
Denunciar. Oh, to denounce.
To
Denounce.
report, denounce. Yeah, it will be denounce.
Yeah.
I forgot what was all of this about because I have to go into Spanish and it was like too much information to process. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well we're talking about doing something constructive by shining a light on these
yeah,
amazing
I get it,
musicians
I
that
get it.
didn't get it.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. So
Instead of just making a mess.
yeah, if you have to announce something, I think that instead of saying, "Oh, this is shit," what you can do is doing something good. Like
Right. Say
that
this
is the
could be even
right way
better.
of denouncing something. Yeah,
Yeah.
because in that way it's like you shut up the stuff, that you are like
Right.
having a critique on. But if you can
Right.
do that, you just have an opinion.
In a constructive way, yeah. Because too many people will just use Twitter for like, I mean, and it's fine. I'm definitely up for people ranting about stuff too, sometimes, like, right? But to
Yeah.
do something constructive would be actually important at this point in both the historical era we're in with blockchain and music. Like, if we could actually, shine a little bit of attention and do something that adds a little positivity, that would be huge, versus just having maybe a short attention on, oh, like this, this was not right or whatever,
You know
so
that. Yeah, and I just got into all this rabbit hole, and I thought like we can do something, and we can do it different, and I just thought that like having the funding that Optimism had, maybe they will choose to have like a lot of different contests and judges.
yeah, and have
Like
more prizes, some more
how
people,
so community
and
can build,
that,
and
yeah,
yeah, that will be far
yeah,
wiser, and maybe it will create some potential opportunities to make another big airdrop as they like to do, but with far more consciousness of what people is
yeah,
building up through the music and the message, and maybe creating Twitter space around it. And I don't know. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to
something
play
like
another
that.
song. I'm going to play another song. Can I? Can I?
Play another song.
Woo!
Let's get some vibes back up, please.
This is not mine, but. I feel like singing to that song. Soy lo que dejaron, soy toda la sobra de lo que se robaron. Un pueblo escondido en la cima, mi piel es de cuero, cualquier clima y soy una fábrica de humo, mano de obra campesina para tu consumo. Frente de frío en el medio del verano, el amor en los tiempos del cólera, mi hermano. El sol que nace, el día que muere, con los mejores atardeceres. Soy el desarrollo en carne viva, un discurso político sin saliva. Las caras más bonitas que he conocido, soy la fotografía de un desaparecido. La sangre dentro de tus venas. Soy un pedazo de tierra que vale la pena, una canasta con frijoles. Soy Maradona contra Inglaterra, anotándote 2 goles. Soy lo que sostiene mi bandera, la espina dorsal del planeta es mi cordillera. Soy lo que me enseñó mi padre, el que no quiere a su patria, no quiere a su madre. Soy América Latina, un pueblo sin piernas pero que camina. Oye, tú no puedes comprar el viento, tú no puedes comprar el sol, tú no puedes comprar la lluvia, tú no puedes comprar el calor, tú no puedes comprar las nubes, tú no puedes comprar los colores, tú no puedes comprar mi alegría, tú no puedes comprar mis dolores. Tengo los lagos, tengo los ríos, tengo mis dientes pa' cuando me sonrío, la nieve que maquilla mis montañas, tengo el sol que me despierta y la lluvia que me baña, un desierto embriagado con peyote, un trago de pulque pa' cantar con los coyotes. Todo lo que necesito tengo a mis pulmones respirando azul clarito, la altura que sofoca. Soy las muelas de mi boca mascando coca, el otoño con sus hojas desmayadas, los versos escritos bajo la noche estrellada. Una piña repleta de uvas, un cañaveral bajo el sol en Cuba. Soy el mar Caribe que vigila las casitas, haciendo rituales de agua bendita. El viento que peina mi cabello, soy todos los santos que cuelgan de mi cuello. El jugo de mi lucha no es artificial, porque el abono de esta tierra es natural. Donde puedes comprar el viento, no si puoi comprar il sol, non puoi comprare a chuva, non si puoi comprare o calore, non si puoi comprare as nubes, non si puoi comprare as cores, non si puoi comprar mi alegría, non si puoi comprar miñas flores. Trabajo bruto pero con orgullo, aquí se comparte, lo mío es tuyo. Este pueblo no se ahoga con barullo, y si se derrumba yo lo reconstruyo. Tampoco pestañeo cuando te miro para que tú te recuerdes del apellido mío. Sí, la operación Cóndor invadiendo el nido, perdono y también olvido. Vamos caminando, aquí se respira lucha. Vamos caminando, yo canto porque se escucha. Y vamos caminando, aquí estamos de pie. No puedes comprar mi vida. That song has a really important message at the end that really got me into catharsis right now, which is that we have to we have to forgive and forget. So I think that after finding something productive about this rant and energy, we have to release it. I have to release it.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, Elbow,
Great. Yeah.
Elbow, Elbow asked about what this song was about, and that is Latinoamérica, a song by Calle 13. And that song
Oh yeah.
speaks about Latin America as a whole. So it's like a calling to the roots of Latin America. Like the weather of Latin America, the like the um, plants of Latin America, the medicines of Latin America, the communities of Latin America, and like their resiliency and their strength. And then it has a chorus that says that you cannot buy the clouds or the sun or the water, you cannot buy the things that nature gives you. And maybe you can think like, yeah, but all the water that I drink has to it's bottled water, like I have to pay for it a way or another, like paying a service and somehow. But here where I live, there is a mountain, and every time I can, I go pick my water in the mountain, and nobody charge me for that, and it's the purest water on earth. I do believe that. And um, I don't know, it's how it is. Mother Earth just has all this abundance, and um, that song speaks about the abundance of Earth and how Latin America is abundant of all this nature, and how we have like to remember that. But the thing with that song is that at the end has a message of like revenge. It says like, I forgive but I never forget. So
Mm-hmm.
it's something like, ¿cómo se dice rencor?
Oh, rancor is like it's a bad feeling that you hold on to.
It's like it's like envy,
God, what's the
but with
word?
rage.
Yeah,
Envy with
yeah.
rage about a
When
past
you're
thing.
holding a grudge, yeah, when you're holding a grudge and you're like super like toxic about it.
Yeah, so the song,
Rancor. Oh,
the original song says something that feels like rage and envious. So I changed that for I forget, but I also forgive, because if like I forgive, but I also forget, because if you forgive but you don't forget, it's like, what are you doing, dude? You are still having catch a memory about it in your system, like you are
mm-hmm,
infected somehow. So yeah, I just had to say that phrase in my song, and it's like a punch that I felt it to myself, because
nice.
I was feeling the rage and the envy, but in Spanish, the rencor.
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling the rencor, and it's nice to be able to see it, and to say like, oh, here it is. Okay, it's not here anymore. And
Yeah.
I think that's the process of cleansing something, and being accountable about what is the action we can do about the things we want to critique on, right? I used to do a lot of music. I'm going to share one of my music I did for a critique. This song's name is Honeycomb, and it's a song that speaks about how great it is to live by just doing it something like speculative and fake.
Mm-hmm.
And I incarnate that person where I sing that song. So I like to sing that song with politicians, and they don't know that this song is about that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a beauty, because the song it's about really playful. It can pass like a child song, and that's a critique, and at the end talks about we are all bees, so we are all can cross pollinate together instead of being afraid to get stung. But we have to exist, we have to accept that we are rencor. Rencor. Let me go deeper. Let me go deeper into this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And buscar rencor. Rencor will be rancor, resentment, or grudge. So
Resentment, yes, or a
yes,
grudge. Yeah, I was
rancor.
going with grudge, but I think
Yeah,
resentment is a really
yeah,
strong
it's
one
it's a
for it.
word that we use here. It's a word that we use here. Even the word has a verb, like somebody who is rencor, they are rencorosos. So it's like
Mm,
it's a faculty somebody can have, that we can have, and it's one of the most contaminating ones. Like, it can kill us. That's sometimes what como dices, what manifests as a enquistating, what we enquistate.
yeah,
That's a word, right? Yeah. So that's what we enquistate. It's on or rencor. That is, or angry of the past. Rencor is angry of the past. So it already happened about the contest. So I don't have. I'm not angry. I have past angry. You know, I'm
right.
good right now. So what you have is like rancor, and you have to cleanse like that image out of you. And I think that music is super powerful to do that. Like,
Definitely.
um, yeah, let's play Honeycomb. Yeah, I think I have something
Nice.
worth sharing about that. Yeah. La vida siempre está muy bella, pero soy yo que a veces me marchito porque no quiero escuchar. Vivir en un panal de abejas, pero tener miedo de si te pican y no salir a volar. Pero si tú también eres una abeja, chico, un planeta porque la Tierra queda muy chiquita y no saberla cuidar. Entonces iniciar la guerra, pero tener miedo de si se acaba por no saber hacer más. La vida siempre está muy bella, pero soy yo que a veces me corrompo porque no encuentro la paz. Entonces del camino fácil y como me encanta disfrutar de gratis, yo no me siento a dudar. La duda la mejor locura, incertidumbre para mi fortuna que se me da al caminar. El tiempo mi mejor amigo, ese que me saco siempre del bolsillo, quiere quedarse a jugar. Entonces disfruto del cuento, es lo que me queda para este momento donde reencuentro la paz. Y hablo uso de conciencia para poder mover la fibra y una semilla sembrar. Semilla que dará semilla, no la que me vendes hecha maquinita, un regalo natural. La vida siempre está muy bella y me sonríe pa' que le sonría, porque la vida es amar, la vida es amar.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, that song also speaks about that, you know, like this song is like a seed, but it will be a seed that will give seeds, not like the seeds that they are doing right now with machines that doesn't give nothing. So this is a
Yeah.
natural gift. And I remember that when I made the song, I was getting into contact like with bees, what they do, what they
Nice.
are facing right now, but also I was getting into contact with like transgenic food, and in the middle of that, like getting in touch with all of that, um, I went into getting realizing that Venezuela has a law that protects the natural seeds. So
Oh, wow.
here we don't have transgenic foods.
That's incredible.
Yeah, man, and you know I realized those things.
One of the
When
few probably countries in the world that hasn't been polluted with transgenic foods.
Yeah, and it's like, and everything it's like pretty, I don't know how to say, organic. So the people who produce the food pays a truck by themselves, or they drive to the city and they sell their stuff in a street.
Right.
So
The
they it's like it
the
is.
variety, I bet, of like plátanos and banano and maíz and stuff is probably so much higher, the variety, because it hasn't been, you know, kind of bastardized by the GMOs and whatnot.
No, no,
No?
it's like there's not such like a variety of
Hmm.
corn, at least the one that they're commercialized.
Right.
They you in if you go to the if you I mean in the
And
city,
maybe indigenous, like smaller towns and stuff,
if you
maybe.
go,
Yeah.
yeah, if you go to the places like to the states who produce, you will find different types of corn and such. And of course, you can find
Right.
different types of corn here in the city. But I'm also comparing this to Peru and to like they had a lot of corn different colors.
Mexico and
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
you know what you just got me into context too. And in the Amazon, the Watuha community makes purple corn, like they grow purple
Whoa.
corn. So it's forget what I
Right.
said. There's a lot of varieties of corn here. And but I think
Cool.
that to the city there's not such as a purple
Right.
corn that
And
you will go and buy.
like in the supermarket in the city, yeah, I could imagine it's probably just like maybe yellow corn and white corn or something. But I would imagine that if you go out to the countryside and different small communities, you're going to
Yeah.
find more often like a corn. Oh, yeah, we've been growing this for hundreds of years in this area or something, you
Yeah.
know?
Also, yeah, like the other day I went to the state of Guarico and I bought goat cheese. I bought 1 kilogram of goat cheese in like $5. And here in the city, 1 kilogram of goat cheese will cost like $20 or so.
Yeah, yeah.
And I bought it from not the person who made it, but I bought it from a grandmother who sold those cheese to subsist. And I bought it in a town that didn't have light for over 2 months. And it was like, I don't know how they do. Like, thanks God they have animals, and they can grow cheese, and they have chickens, and they can have eggs, and so because it's like
Right.
it is.
I dropped a little during your B song. I made a little B piece, so the song's only long enough to make like one, but I threw it in. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but it's all right.
Okay.
And Elbow is gonna have a band. The next band he puts together is gonna be called the Rencarosos.
Yeah,
Super like punk band, like grunge name. It would work.
yeah. I do think that can be a great like performance take, and that can be like a pretty great metal band that does like medicine music.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
everything that you pull out from Rancor that you can put into words, it's already a medicine, because most of people just punches something, you know. So
Hmm.
the idea to do a song with your Rancor, it's like pretty therapeutic. And to be able to share a song with others about that topic, it's like community therapy. We do a pogo. How do you call a pogo? We do a metal pogo. You know what I'm talking about? Like we punch each other on a friendly metal
Hmm.
pogo of
Hmm.
Frankcore, and all of us release our tensions, and then we go to house, and we are just without past rage. Okay, let's bring another song. I see Felons here. I saw Felons here for a moment, and now it's not
Ooh,
here.
maybe he's trying to connect.
For a moment, he was here. Give me a moment. I have to answer a message.
No problem. Seeing what I can do maybe on this prompt to improve and make a cooler B thing. Let's see. Keep an eye out for Felons. Maybe I'll check. Oh, Arizal, nice to have you here with us.
What's up?
Don't see anything in the chat yet from Felons here. So they could have sent in other message areas.
Okay, I'm ready to share a song. I'm talking with somebody who owns an NFT that I would like to buy, and I would like to buy it because I like the project, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
Spanish project, and the art I want to buy, it's a coconut that has a guitar and like a magician hat and a popsicle,
Nice.
and
Oh,
it's
that
like
sounds pretty
pretty
cool.
yeah, it's like pretty beautiful, and I think that the community is pretty organic, so I want to connect with them. But they already had all the
Connect and
coconuts
show a little
sold.
support.
They
Oh,
already have,
dang.
yeah, yeah, all the coconuts are sold. So I have 2 weeks looking to connect with coconut 849 to buy the coconut he has. He just answered me, so I invited him here to
Oh,
see
cool.
if he enjoys the music and we can do, something interesting. Oh, he's here
Yeah.
actually. I was telling my friends, Fat, that I want to connect with Coco Way, but I really like it, the coconut you got, and because it has the guitar and it has like the magician hat, like the explorer hat, and the popsicle. Actually, the popsicle, I don't like it that much, but I like the hat and the guitar, and it's the only one who has like perks, and I enjoy it. So yeah, welcome here. This is Token Smart, and we are doing a live concert. Uh, I'm going to keep it on doing more music, and let's see if Helens pops in.
Awesome. Let's vibe.
A veces me aferro tanto a los momentos que cuando se acaban me causan dolor. Ese es mi karma de tanto soñar. Que el tiempo todo lo cambia, que el tiempo es transformación, que el tiempo es una distancia que cambia la percepción. Tu frío quítamelo, no me entregues nada. La eterna madrugada nos mira en un rincón. Bailamos sin distracción la canción de la muerte. Nuestro código inherente también se hizo canción. Tanto talento que tienen tus ojos tardíos. Muero de risa con todos tus juegos mentales. Ja, ja, ja. El argumento más denso ahora es la brisa de tus valores tan tiernos y tan naturales. Contigo conecto los puntos a tiempo con rimas y tú no sabes de dónde van mis disparates. Que manifiesto seguido en los medios días que dan color de mi esencia a tus realidades. Mando bendiciones a larga distancia. Es lo que me tiene las manos cargadas. Lo que mueve al mundo será tu energía. Esa es la verdad que te estaba escondida. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración, pura vibración, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración, pura vibración, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración. Brindo a tu salud, salud. Tú por tu actitud, cool como un dark blues, como el cielo azul, azul, azul. Mando bendiciones a larga distancia y es lo que me tiene las manos cargadas de música bonita. Lo que mueva el mundo será tu energía y esa es la verdad que te estaba escondida para tu armonía. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración, pura vibración, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración. ¿Quién te dijo que la realidad es todo lo que puedes ver? Seguro fue un orangután que no piensa en versos. ¿Quién te dijo que la realidad es solo materia y efectos? ¿Y de dónde sale eso? No te lo dirá. Y la verdad yo creo, sin arrepentimientos, en lo que tenga que pasar. Y entonces lo creo. Déjame soñar, súbete a mi dragón, volemos por ahí. Déjame volar y ser como un turpial al llegar a tu flor. ¿Qué es lo que pasa, niña curiosa? Que te sonrojas cuando me abrazas, verás, yo tengo cartas bajo la manga. Como buen mago no me comporto. Qué peculiar que tengas esa rara forma de pensar, que te preocupen cosas así no estén mal. La verdad existen momentos que no entiendo. Y refutar ese carácter con carácter de león, que se reacciona ya solo por mera dicho. Repito frases por dentro para calmarme. Y tú después tiendes siempre a ponerme contra la pared. A veces siento que solo es cuestión de estrés. Serena, tienen un poquito antes de hablarme, de lamentar que hagas de todo siempre una calamidad, y con eso tú me cambies la realidad, que tu libreto es una obra del pasado. ¡Qué falsedad! Haces un drama de un programa de TV y yo cuestiono siempre todo lo que es. Quizás si es que estoy bien loco de remate. Ah, ah,
Woo!
Happy to share the music tonight. Oh, that's beautiful, Fat. That's beautiful, man. I want to connect with Coco Bay people. I think they are cool people. I had like 3 weeks looking for you, man.
Finally connect. Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like the project. I like so far the people I met that are on the project, and I like the art and like the Coco. It's like very Caribbean. I don't know. It resonated with me. I'm going to share the basic code. Looking forward to see if Felens is here because I want to hear his recap about his drop. I went to the party, but I wasn't quite active. There was a lot new for me into that. Second time I joined to the Centraland because I realized that I got some costumes from the Metaverse Music Festival we did that has like Louis
Nice.
Rhymes and my name and Felens' name on it.
Dope. Yeah. Awesome.
Tengo un código básico para tus hábitos tóxicos, para cambiarte el sonido, para moldearte el oído. Tengo un bálsamo ácido, dulce como la realidad, para limpiarte por dentro, para ir sacando lo feo. Sueño que tengo la última palabra en esta historia. El infinito de aquel día quedó en mi memoria. ¿Cómo hay que saber? A veces sientes todo un batallón, a veces la hormiga ruge al león, a veces Marte saca su color. ¿Cómo hay que saber? No todo siempre se hace menester, y lo sagrado siempre ha de estar, así nosotros no podamos ver. Sueño que tengo la última palabra en esta historia. El infinito de aquel día quedó en mi memoria, memoria. Tengo un código básico para tus hábitos tóxicos, para cambiarte el sonido, para moldearte el oído. Tengo un bálsamo ácido, dulce como la realidad, para limpiarte por dentro, para ir sacando lo feo. Sueño que tengo la última palabra en esta historia. El infinito de aquel día quedó en mi memoria. ¿Cómo hay que saber? A veces sientes todo un batallón, rapa. A veces la hormiga ruge al león, a veces Marte saca su color. ¿Cómo hay que saber? No todo siempre se hace menester, y lo sagrado siempre ha de estar, así nosotros no podamos ver. Sueño que tengo la última palabra en esta historia. El infinito de aquel día quedó en mi memoria.
Woo! Yeah. We vibing
Nifty
now.
Iceland. I see everybody having fun there because it's like a Counter-Strike too. I like it.
Yeah. Sorry to bring it up, but what we got to do is we got to somehow get that shit off your computer and
I have to catch
refresh
up with
our.
Trislit. I had to catch up
Yeah.
with Trislit. He sent me the solution. I just didn't have the time, and
Oh,
I
nice.
I
Yeah.
just remember. I just remember the thing when I get with you and you send a message, and I get my rancor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo. Yeah, man. Mirar con ojos de artesano sería lo que me haría un poeta. Y indiferente a lo mortal. Sería un amor tan bonito, sería un amor distinto a lo que se puede tocar. Y sabría que es amor porque es incondicional, repitiendo los hechizos de tu boca escupe fuego. Sabría que es amor porque busques integrar, evocaría el sentimiento de la unión y de los sueños. Sabría que le estoy hablando al amor porque me estoy hablando a mí para conectar contigo. Desde la fuerza de un latir con dirección y sentido, me escucharías hasta el silencio sordito de los caminos eternos. Sí, sabrías que los momentos pesados a voluntad te hacen ligero. Como artesano me toca asustar, me toca romper, me toca quemar. Como artesano me toca curar, me toca toser, me toca sangrar. Como artesano me toca doler, me toca vivir, me toca curar. Como artesano me toca entrever entre los dos planos de la realidad. Como artesano me toca curar, me toca romper, me toca quemar. Como artesano me toca sudar, me toca toser, me toca sangrar. Como artesano me toca doler, me toca beber, me toca curar. Como artesano me toca entrever entre los dos planos de la realidad.
Eso.
Yeah, man, I feel like, I'm already sweating, I'm already releasing. I don't remember what I was holding, what I was carrying. It's how it has to be. Music
Good.
is like
Good
that. Music
deal.
is, if you want to be a channel for music, if you want to be a channel for good flow, you have to be with no tensions in your body. And usually these dense emotions holds into you their Enki state, as I told you. So they, just contrain. And yeah, you have to try to pass the broom pass the broom inside of you.
Definitely.
Yeah, music is a great tool.
Not Yeah, it's not always easy. So using, music and friendship and things like that to help kind of clean out those negative thoughts and emotions, definitely positive. That's why it's so great that we've been starting the week with these Monday vibe sessions for so long.
Yeah, I have a song just for that, and I think this might be the last song for today. I'm
All
pretty
right.
tired actually this Monday. I have
Me
been working
too.
a lot. I'm actually feeling really like, like if things are moving. For the first time in Metagame, I have people booked for this Friday and the next one, and I'm looking to book for the next one after that. And I will be surfing a different flow of work once I get more people filled in. But I'm getting more in touch with people because I'm actually able like to go to a voice call and have more retention. Not only like with you guys that you are like a safe spot for me to perform in English and to talk and so, but like in the field and getting notes and having opinions and having to share them. It's like, oh man, I'm really pretty great of my school here. Yeah, so this is the
Much
last
love.
song. Really appreciate the space. This is the personal hell. cuesta entrar a mi infierno personal. Hasta respirar me ahoga. No hablemos de fumar. Todo aquí quema y me deja marcas en la piel. Hasta caminar me duele. No hablemos de correr. ¿Cómo perderme en la gente si ya no te busco? Tengo los días contados de verte en papel. Cuando me acuerdo que todo se forja por uno, sigo adelante aunque cueste de creer. Todo es atisbo de restos inciertos de ayer. Algunos son recuerdos, otros me los pinté. Y ya no quiero volver a perderme en momentos. Algunos fueron buenos, los otros ya ni sé cómo tratar de arreglarme si me desespero. Pero me dicen que todo se puede arreglar. Luego me acuerdo de uno de mis chistes internos. Me río por dentro y por fuera y regreso a mi hogar.
Diwa. Yeah.
Music for
Always.
medicine. Writing music
Yeah.
for ourselves, so we can remember the things that are meant to us. Doing the shadow work, so we can know if we have rancor or what we have.
Always
Yep.
appreciate bringing the positivity and the vibes to hodl through the week. We gotta. I mean, these weeks are gonna be like crazy. They're gonna feel long because so much is going on right now. You
We
know,
know.
so we gotta
Yeah.
stay positive, keep on our feet, watch out for each other's backs, stay away from FOMO, hold to the vibe, and don't click those
Yeah.
suspicious links. You know what to do,
Don't
peeps. We
click
gotta
the
all stick
links.
together here.
I actually got a super like a special scam. Like they even told me like, oh, your music is great. I went into your page and your music is
Oh,
amazing. And I have this
and
magazine. Send me $100, and the magazine was XXL. I don't know if you know it, guys. I never heard of that before, but
no, it
it,
sounds like a social engineering scam to try and rob you or something.
yeah. So they were like, no, this is real and such. And I told them like, dude, I don't want it if you don't want to send me a mail from the official email account, because he was trying to
Mm-hmm.
represent a real stuff. And I just had to take the things like really, like, if I just got like flattered by the good thing he said on
Right.
his song, it's like I don't fucking care. Like,
Right. You're not just gonna say, okay, I'm gonna throw away everything I know and just because you complimented me, I'm gonna click this link.
yeah, what I mean is that it was not this typical like, "Hi, sir, we want to offer you a trading solution that you send me
Right.
$1,000, we give you 10,000, and that's it, bro." It was not
No,
like
they
that.
like knew your name. They had actually done a little bit of,
Yeah,
they know you're a
yeah,
musician. They know you in this community or that community. Yeah, they will do some work. I mean, that's the thing. I don't understand why these scammers don't do work in a way to create something with that
fuck.
energy instead of a work to steal from people, from
I
like
even
poor people, from us. Fuck.
yeah, it's like they steal from the ignorant people that needs money. It's like
Yeah,
you
it's the
said.
worst.
It's like for us. It's like
Yeah.
they yeah, it's like that, and it feels so heavy because they are getting creative, and I can think like, dude, what if they do that to make a critique, like to make a solution, like, because those people doing those scams are us too, like
Right.
it's another person trying to get $10, but
Yeah.
they got into the solution that they can do that to do it, to just extract it or take it, like, by
Right.
lying and by just. But right now it's smarter than that. It's like they actually listen to your tune. So he told me like,
Right.
oh, they told me things that I learned on Kane Mayfield Public School the other day. He told me,
Aha.
I fuck with you and I root for you. So it sounded like pretty real, but
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
if you represent a big magazine, you will have a magazine email.
Oh,
That
absolutely. 100%.
that was the first. Like, so he told me like, send your information to real magazine management at
Uh,
gmail.com.
that sounds pretty fake.
Yeah.
Man, it's so good that we have the friends and the knowledge to like be able to be
Oh,
like, hey, I'm getting this offer. What do you think? It
Dragonite.
sounds sketchy to me.
Dragonite has a take, like, he received already this on Instagram, so he already knows how
Oh
bad it is.
wow.
This is the
Yeah,
first time I
yeah.
get it, something like that. But actually, he also is like showing an example that is like pretty flat. In this case, they were a magazine and they wanted to send him $100 to book me on their magazine, like, to
But
have my
they're
article
supposed to send
promoted.
you money. They're supposed to send you money and then they also interview you. Like that's just not how a magazine works. You don't send them money.
Yeah, it was pretty weird from the
It is
beginning. So
weird.
I think they want to catch musicians who wants to make a sale because they are
Right.
desperate. So, it's like they're just bad people. Evil. That's really evil to steal from a musician.
Man, the worst.
Woo. Well, happy to share with you guys. Thank you for being my Monday contention therapy. Thanks to you,
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to tweet obscenities about optimism. Yeah, it's pretty needed to have a contention point, especially if you are a Web3 artist and you see so much unbalance, disbalance.
Yeah.
You need people to speak up, like, hey man, what is this, and who is these people judging, and why they say they are organic if we never interviewed with Dogensmar before and they didn't accept to be here.
Right.
Yeah, man. Well,
Sounds
sending love,
shady.
everybody. Peace, love, and Whipsy.
Much love, peace, love, and whipsy, y'all. Thanks for coming, and
Keep
for
away from
anybody
FOMO and
tuning
hold
in
the body.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Woohoo.
Catch y'all around the metaverse.